All right. Well, welcome to the stream. How we doing, everybody? Hopefully better than I am. Yeah, it's been a minute since we did the last stream. I've been a bit sick. I think I came down with the flu, but feeling a little bit better today, so I wanted to see if we can make some progress before October hits. We are going to get back into some Ape Escape 2. See if we can finish it off. I want to wrap up this game. I think we should be able to. Not too much left to do. And we'll see what happens after that. We might be able to get into a new game or perhaps something else. We'll see what happens. But I'm sure that won't be the only thing on the stream tonight. But let's go ahead and get into it. Boot this thing up. See what we got going on here. All right. Seems like the game is muted too. There we go. Okay, so last time we did a little bit of Ape Escape. We actually finished the game, or at least got the normal ending. We caught Spectre, put an end to his plans for his lethargy ray. But much like the first Ape Escape, they threw somewhat of a curveball at us. I guess if you played the first one, maybe you saw it coming, but you need to go back through all the levels and catch all the remaining monkeys to potentially get the true ending here. So that's what we're going to shoot for, and we'll kind of see how it goes. I went through and I played a little bit on my own time when I could, but didn't have a whole lot of time. Well, actually I had time. I had plenty of time. I just wasn't feeling great, so there was that slight issue. But I did manage to actually get through and catch quite a few. There's only a handful of levels where we weren't able to clear them out completely, but let's go ahead and get on into these. See, I went back like midway through this game, probably between the first and the second stream I did, and I went back and I was like, well, let me just see if I can clear out some of these levels first, and that way I don't have to do it later. But then they added more on top of the ones that I already caught. And some of the ladder levels in this game have been a little bit of a pain in the ass to get through. Mostly because the monkey radar here, which we have, it doesn't work with a number of the new monkeys that they put for you to catch. They're hidden to the point where they don't register on it, so it kind of sucks. Once I kind of figured out the gimmick, it wasn't as much of an issue. Because for the most part, it seems like they're all just kind of inside things. You'd like break stuff in order for you to actually catch them. And then they'll register after that, but you know, you already know they're in there by that point. However, I don't know what we're looking at here. This is a relatively small level. Again, a lot of times, mostly what I've seen. Ah, there you go. Harley Q win. Alright. That was like the first thing I saw too, where I was like,
Perfect.
Thanks, Natalie. But yeah, anything that looks like it could be broken, I guess in that particular case it just had to be knocked to the side, but whatever the case may be, that tends to be where they're at. And I had the monkey radar out and everything. I'm like scanning around for it. Nothing picks up, so sort of sucks, but you know. Once you get the gimmick, it's not too hard to figure out.
Let's do it.
They don't track, not on the radar, unfortunately. Which in the first game, because this isn't like a super new gimmick, it's like in the first game there were those big metal tins, and those were super obvious because they had like, you know, pictures of monkeys and stuff on them. But you had to break open those big boxes in order to get the monkey out that was inside, and you needed the boxing glove. That was the only thing that was strong enough to actually get him out. But with this one, it's kind of a similar concept. You need to break stuff open. They're not necessarily the big, you know, monkey boxes with the big monkey pictures on them. But yeah, like that. It's like, it's fairly obvious that there's something you could do there. Ah, Balboa, huh? I wonder where they got that name from. But I didn't notice at first that that kind of stuff could be broken. Probably wasn't thinking about it too because, of, you know, a lot of these you likely need to have the boxing glove for, which you get after the fact. I don't know if we saw that on stream, but it's like once you unlock, or once you complete the game, you unlock the boxing glove. Fortunately, I mean, these levels only ever have one. I think some of the latter levels had up to like 3 additional monkeys that were added after you clear it. But that's on top of ones that you couldn't catch in the first place. Because once you go through a level the first time around, they set a limit to how many you can catch before it completes the level. And with some of the levels, it's like they had, I don't know, maybe like close to 10 or something monkeys left over where you still had to catch them. And it's like 10 plus an additional 1 to 3. It's like, kind of stacks up on some of the latter ones, but it's not a huge deal. Anyway, I'm expecting most of this to be fairly easy. I think I cleared out most of the ones where it was like it would have taken a lot more effort to kind of go through and go through all of the levels. But there might still be a couple left, I don't know. I don't think it's going to take us like that long or anything, but we shall see.
All done. Yes.
Manuel? Or is it manual?
Perfect.
Yep. All the rest of these, they've only had 1 additional one tacked on. Still kind of sucks. Well, it's added replay value, kind of. It's an easy way to kind of get you to go through the levels again without, you know, actually, I don't know, having to do like a new game plus or something like that, where you have to go through the entirety of it, so.
Here I come.
I was contemplating whether I wanted to do this or the Wukong game coming back, but I decided to go with this. I figured this would be easier. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be ready for the Wukong game. Even I might postpone it until, you know, early next week or something like that. I think Tuesday is the first day of October, so I mean, obviously I kind of wanted to get into some horror game stuff by that point, but I don't know, we might not be able to. We'll see how it happens. I would like to at least wrap this up and try to do Wukong. I think we could probably maybe knock out Wukong with 1 more stream. I was taking a look, mostly at just a boss completion list, not really anything else even, and I think I cleared out all the additional like side bosses and everything, so we should be good with that. But like the additional stuff to get the true ending or whatever, I don't know how long that content is going to be, because looking at the boss guide, it's not even like there's a handful of bosses, I think, but I don't think it's anything egregious. The problem is how hard the boss is going to be. I'm just a little bit out of practice with it. I haven't played it in a few days. While I was sick, I was going through and trying to complete some of the additional bosses, but most of those weren't even all that bad. Some people were talking about how a few of them were like the hardest bosses in the game, but I think I was just over leveled because I didn't really struggle with them. But these last ones, I get the feeling like they're going to end up being a lot harder. So we'll see how it goes. I tried to up my stats and everything about as high as I could get them. But again, oh shit, yeah, I figured I would slide off of that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I had a hell of a time with that the Wukong clone. I forget its name. The Broken Sage or whatever, Broken Mind. That was a bit of a trip, so we'll see what happens. I expect that the true ending bosses are probably going to be at least just as hard. They might be harder. Or they might throw in some gimmick or something that's a little bit harder to manage. I'm not too sure. But whatever the case is going to be, I'm sure it's not going to be easy. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to ease back into something a little lighter fare, I suppose. At least this is left open. I think these wooden crates we could always break, even with like the stun batons, so I don't know what the breakable item is going to be here. Nothing popping up on radar. There's only a handful of locations. So he's either inside something or he's in a spot we haven't checked yet. What the hell is that? Why is it pointing me to this? What? I don't get it. Oh! That was a weird one. I haven't seen something like that. Well, no, I did see one thing like that, but even the one that I saw before wasn't as hard as that. There was a spot, I think it was in the level that was kind of like the big skyscraper that you were walking around in. I remember remarking on it too, but there's like a wanted poster on a wall. You can't do anything with your current equipment, but once you get the boxing glove, you have to hit the wanted poster with the boxing glove, and that breaks open the wall to like a secret room. But outside of the camera first-person view mode telling me there's something in this area, I had no clue that that was actually something that would be breakable. Alright, also, we've done every level so far has only had one additional monkey. This one's got two, so we'll see how it goes.
Here I come.
Getting sneakier, maybe a little bit. Hopefully nothing too bad. I'll check the radar. I guess I better start checking the first-person view mode too, just in case. Ah, that was weird. Why did it take so long? Okay, so that's something. I don't know why it does that. Maybe that was something that was explained that I didn't know about before, or didn't pay attention to. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I do not remember first-person view mode like pointing out specific areas for us to investigate. Also, this is getting a little bit of lag. I don't know what's happening here. I feel like I'm playing Wukong. Giant skeletal hand. It's no longer registering on the thing. There we go. Oh. Didn't even realize that before. Guess I never really looked in this area. There was a monkey that was like in a painting or something. Yeah, right where that little niche is. Like the Mona Lisa or something. And I completely missed it the first time around too. Painting of bananas. Here's the bust. The invisible monkey. Not so invisible now. Okay, I don't know if there's anything picking up on... Well, there's definitely nothing picking up on the radar, but there's also nothing like picking up on the first-person view mode, I don't think, so... I really want to walk through this again. This is a pain in the ass. Alright. I guess going on the golden ends is easier than going on the backside. I want to say I was able to break those open before, so that's nothing new. There's this area down here, but I don't think it's very large. Hold on, just checking some stuff. There was this little room, but I don't think there's anything else. Banana. Banana. Ah. Damn. Alright. I think this area is a bust. Oh, this is another one of those locations. I mean, this level isn't really all that expansive, so I don't know where we need to go or look. The radar detector or whatever it is that's on the first-person view mode camera also seems to be somewhat finicky. What is this? I don't know if I ever remember coming up here. No. There's nothing up here, that's probably why. There's this little area, but this just goes into like the painting room. I wonder if there's something down here. It's either going to be something like really hidden or something really obvious that I just completely looked over. I don't think there's going to be any in between on this. This is the problem with some of the later levels. Of course, the later levels are worse because the levels are more expansive. We're back here again. Let me check. I feel like I punched all the things that were in the room with the fire. Or past the fire. Shit. And even after this, I feel like I've been fairly thorough about every other place. I wonder what that is. Guess I can't break it open. Could I have gotten them all? No, I don't think so. Yeah, look at that. One monkey. It's the ones with the question marks on the icons. I know we haven't seen that before, but the ones with the question marks on there are like the new ones. They're usually hidden. But yeah, if I had gotten them all, the level would have ended. So this one's just like really good at hiding, I guess. I seem to remember there being like something in here. What was it? That opened. Oh, it opened with the switch, I think, that you see on the other side here. I think that opened and then it resulted in either the bed coming out or like that wall getting destroyed. I forget which. All this stuff reset too. I don't get it. There's like no other rooms. I might look it up just to expedite the process. It's weird though. We've gone into every room, and like I said, the first-person view mode is like finicky, but from what we've seen so far, it's been able to detect, you know, even when you're a room or two away. So I don't know. Maybe I mean there were the headstones outside. Let me see if I could destroy those. Ah, that's what it was.
All done. Yes.
Thank you, Akuma. Welcome back to the online world. Hope the brain rot has cleansed a little bit. I usually have a pretty good brain rot shield. I've been feeling bad, though. Actually, I need to get more water. After I finish this up, I might go do
You
that.
mustn't forget to save your game.
That's very true. I might do that right now. Yeah, the cold that I thought I had, I think ended up being the flu, because the past week I've had fever and dizziness. So it's not been very fun. But, I mean, I got a little time off, I guess. I have been seeing a lot of people say it's been flu season. So maybe it's just something that's been going around for everybody. I don't know anybody myself that's gotten sick either, but it's like I keep hearing like, oh yeah, my friend is sick. But trying to get back into the swing of things. I don't usually stream on weekends either, but I want to do a couple makeup days. Since we weren't able to stream earlier this week like normal. Also was able to do some Arnie, huh? A regular Terminator. Also, I was able to do a couple requests earlier today, so.
Perfect.
Gotta get back at the swing of drawing, too. Got a few people around you going down here in Discount
Welcome
Dixie.
home, Jimmy. Have a
No, I will not have a rest. Yeah, it's kind of shitty. I don't even know where I could have gotten it from because I didn't. Like, I don't go out very much, and when I do, I'm usually pretty cautious about what I touch and interact with. So, and nobody I know, like I said, has been sick either. So it's like I don't know that I would have gotten it from like somebody I interacted with personally or visited or whatever. But I don't know, maybe one of my weekly trips to the grocery store or something like that. There's just something I snagged. Alright. There he is, that bastard. Gave me a hell of a run a couple weeks ago. Trying to fight his ass. Gotta put this to bed. Actually, I'm not too sure how to get him. I don't know if I could just shoot him down or what. Oh yeah, I noticed we had been using the gacha machine for so long, and I kept noticing that there were like, it said like replacement RC or something like that, and I'm like, what does that mean? My RC never changed. You have to enable them in like the collection menu, but I don't know. There's a handful of them. One was just like a black car as opposed to the red one that you get by default. God damn it. One was like a box of tissues or something really weird. And then we got this flan here, so I decided to go for the flan. God damn it! Why can't I get this? It's so slippery. Maybe the flan wasn't such a good idea. It's hard to kind of guess where it's going, I guess. I gotta beat up the cash register coffer. I need to get my vengeance. Actually, I always do. If I could help it, I always do self-checkout. So it's not, there wasn't even a cashier I could have been like next to on my way out. Just like the security person standing there. They were pretty far back from what I can recall. Where's this son of a bitch? I know he's around here somewhere. I hear him. I think. Oh, there he is. Actually, hold up. Therapitator, welcome back. How you doing? Got you now. Oh shit, he actually uses the staff.
all done. Yes.
Ah, we managed to do it. Not that it was hard or anything. I wasn't expecting an actual Black Myth Wukong tier fight. Son Goku. Son Wukong.
Jimmy, my boy, we finally discovered Spectre's whereabouts.
That's right. He's holed up in his base on the dark side of the moon. I've set the warp machine to get you there. We're counting on you.
Just be sure to watch yourself out there, okay?
come back safe and sound, I'll pound you if you get yourself hurt.
Oh my.
No problem. Just you wait, Spectre. Come on, let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, I guess I'll make a save here. Man, 85%. I expected it to be a little bit higher, so what the hell does the rest of this level account for? Is there gonna be like a shitload of monkeys or what? It just says final showdown with Spectre, so I don't know. It's not giving me any additional details. Oh, you know what it probably is? It's probably like the gotcha machine. I kind of started neglecting that after a while. I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
Here I come.
Let me
I
message
found
somebody
you,
real quick.
Spectre.
Greetings.
It's time for you to stop all this. I've caught every one of your monkeys. You don't stand a chance by yourself. What's so funny?
No chance by myself? Ha! That sounds like something you weak humans would come up with.
But it's true. We all depend on someone to help us. You can't survive all by yourself. And the same goes for monkeys, too.
Don't you dare try and compare us to humans. We're different. Even if I have to do it all on my own, I won't give up until I rule over this entire wretched world.
You're crazy, Spectre. You should do something good for a change.
Ha! Oh, I'll give up my evil ways if you're strong enough to defeat me.
Okay, then. Let's settle this. I'm gonna spank you, monkey!
Oh god. Hold that thought. Yeah. It was weird when we first started the stream here. Like, I instantly recognized those voices. I'm like, wait a second, that's Ash and Misty. Some people couldn't hear it, but I ended up looking it up. Yeah, that is in fact the original Ash. And then Natalie is done by Misty's original voice actress as well. They did not get Professor Oak, whoever his voice actor was for the professor. I felt like that would have been that would have been fitting. Yeah, he's gonna spank the monkey apparently. Let's hope it doesn't get too visually gruesome. Alright, hold on. I was gonna message somebody just to see what they're up for, because I don't know how long this is gonna be, but I'm sure it ain't gonna be too long. I don't even know what we're looking at, to be quite honest. Oh, shit. What is that?
Take this.
God damn, jeez. Let's wipe out a whole cookie. Almost called it a heart. No, it's not hearts. I don't know what I'm gonna want for this battle is the only thing. Okay, that's how you go. Darn it! Oh, look. They gave me a little health.
Take this.
Ugh. I was hoping, maybe I should switch to this. I was hoping that I could maybe evade him while in the air.
Not bad.
He's pretty quick on his feet too, so the hula hoop definitely helps for that. Also eliminates the need to
Try this.
get into a little joust with him.
No!
Whoa! Okay.
No use.
Guess he changes up his game.
This.
See, the hula hoop is good for that one because you can get way the hell out of the way.
Not bad. Darn it. Try this.
I don't want to try it. It looks gross. You literally just have to stand in the singular spot that you're in. Maybe jump up a little bit because it looks like it encloses itself on you. But other than that, it's not too bad.
Darn it. What? Darn it.
Stop stomping your feet.
Try this.
Ah, damn. He was using the same move. I was wondering if he was going to double up and do the meteor shower thing.
Darn it.
It was a more definitive sounding cry.
Take this. Darn it.
God damn, he's fast.
Hiya.
Oh, now he's throwing cubes at me.
Let's do it.
Whoa, Jesus.
Take this. Darn it. What? Darn it.
I think it's silly that you can't catch him even when he's knocked on his ass.
Take this. Darn it. What?
Something's exploding. Camera's locked on Spectre though, so I can't tell what it is.
Hiya.
Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, look, and then he dropped a cookie like right after the fact. Oh, good. Popochi actually came through.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Shit.
No use.
Hiya. Take this.
Yeah, it's a little bit rough. I say we probably have to do the first few segments almost near perfect because it's going to get a little bit tight on those last little bits. The worst one is the ring. That one's not like super foolproof, I don't think. Yeah. Yeah.
Darn it. Darn it. Try this.
Maybe a double jump will suffice. I'm not 100% certain.
Darn it.
Damn it.
Hiya. Hiya.
No cookie that time.
Try this.
Nah, the double jump didn't work because it just made me crash into the next one. Yeah, that one sucks.
Darn it. Ah! Darn it.
I noticed when he threw him and I was up on the bridge here, it didn't get me when I hopped back down, so maybe I could do something like that, but it's... Thanks. I'm still kind of just like figuring it out. Damn it. Alright. Everything is super doable except for the damn rings. And when he's running around, sometimes it's hard to keep up with him. He can be a little bit quick. But, I mean, I'll take not being able to hit him if it means, you know, I don't need to do like the stupid ring thing.
Take this.
Those must just happen at random then, that's weird. Because he did 2 of the fireball meteor things in a row, which did not happen last time.
Darn it.
Just gotta pray RNG will be on my side.
Darn it.
So far, the best method I've seen just is the propeller, using the sky flyer. Shit. Still took 2 hits, but I mean, better than 3, I guess.
Darn it. Darn it. Take this. Darn it.
Come on.
Take this. Try this.
Damn. I didn't take 2 hits that time and I was flying away, so maybe that had something to do with it.
Take this.
Shit. What?
Hiya!
I couldn't even keep up with that or keep out of its range when I was doing the hula hoop, so I don't know what the hell that was about. At least I got a little bit of health, I guess.
Try this.
Son of a bitch.
Gee, thanks.
Gee, thanks. That'll be worth trying to see if I can hit it back. Ah!
It's no use.
No more lives. This is just like one singular battle though, so I guess I'm not terribly worried, but still. Hardest battle in the game. We got it pretty close with the regular game's final battle. But I think that was just starting to like, we were trying to figure out the pattern. I need to get the pattern recognition down.
Try this.
Took 2 hits that time.
Darn it.
Okay, you can knock him off of the chair, which is good to know. Oh, look, he gave me a life. The hell?
Try this.
Oh, not the rings. Oh shit. I wasn't watching where I was going.
Take this.
Let me see here. I just want to take a look. I don't think there's any other tools that could really help me out in this particular instance.
Take this.
What? Let's do the 2 of those.
Not bad. Darn it. Try this. Not bad. What? Darn it. Try this.
Oh boy.
Darn it. What? Darn it.
Wish I had a little more control over the camera.
This.
At the very least, I'd like to break free. It's good that it locks onto him, but I want to break free from being able to lock onto him on occasion, because sometimes I need to get my bearings. It ain't much of a level.
Hiya. Hiya.
Keep giving me a life. I don't want a life. I want
Take
health.
this. Darn it. Darn it. Try this.
Okay.
Gee, thanks.
It's no use.
I'm gonna take a look at a long play, maybe, or something. I want to see how people are dodging that, because clearly I don't have it. I don't know what the hell's going on. Oh god. Hold on, let me see. How the hell are you supposed to get over this thing? Alright, I see them using the tactic of getting the ring to hit him when he's on foot, which I've been doing. That's the most logical thing. They're using the ring to get away from like the meteor shower. That's also the most logical thing. So far, they've just been doing everything I've been doing. Okay, I see it now. They're not using the Skyflyer, they're just like jumping over it, but they're still getting their ass handed to them. Like they're still getting knocked on their backside. So I guess everybody just has a problem with it. Or at least me and this long player.
Take this. Darn it.
Oh, I think I almost saw him like pop up his shield. He was just about to get it up.
Try this.
Okay, moment of truth. I mean, I'll take one hit over two, I guess.
Not bad.
But like even jumping in like a fairly smooth rhythm, I mean, it wasn't perfect, but still, it wasn't terrible.
Not bad. Darn it.
I think this is, you're like almost guaranteed to take a hit because just the way that he spits out the rings, it's like you can't get the timing right. So you probably just have to rely on RNG to like not get hit. There must be something to it where maybe like if he's at a certain distance away, you won't get hit with him as often. I don't know. The rings suck though. That's definitely the worst part of this fight. Like I said before, everything else seems relatively manageable. Those rings though, not good.
This. Darn it. Darn it. Take this. Darn it. Darn it.
We've hit him a lot too. There was one time where he just started spamming a bunch of different attacks, but I don't know if that's just like the regular repertoire that he does if you don't manage to grab him or what.
No!
Come on, Pochi. Give me that cookie.
Gee, thanks.
Darn it.
I wonder if he speeds up, because every once in a while it feels like he gets like super fast. Oh, God damn it, a life again. I don't need a life, I need health. I'm fine with having a reload, if that's even necessary. I get the feeling like they're just gonna boot me out of the menu though.
Darn it.
Okay, so, oh, that's what that sound was before. Oh shit, did we get him? You son of a bitch. You just have to hit him one. We did it before. We just didn't get it to the point where we actually hit him that last time. I was like, something exploded, but the fact that like the camera wasn't turned around, I didn't see that it was his chair.
Oh, it's such a beautiful day today.
The bitch is dead. Also, thank you. Yeah. What the hell?
Hey, long time no see, my
God, he
boy.
looks freakish too.
He's coming back today, right?
Yes. In fact, he should be here any moment now.
Oh, hey, that's the guy that does Yugi's voice. He's talking to himself.
I kick his tail and then he comes back and gets beaten by Jimmy.
What's that sound? That's strange. Oh no, not again! My laboratory.
Welcome back, Jimmy and Apogee.
Thank you. That is not the character you played as. Well, I mean, it wasn't in the sense that it wasn't Jimmy, but also like his voice is different from the first game too.
Is it something I said?
All right, I think. Well, we saw this credit sequence before, so I guess it's not terribly different. This is the yeah, the one on the sushi bar. All right, it still ended up taking an hour, which I was kind of surprised by, but we did have to do a handful of additional monkey catching before we got to the end of it. And then, yeah, Spectre ended up being harder than I thought he would. He was a lot harder than he was as the final boss in the first game. I don't know. I think it was just that one move, though. And, like, sure, I guess in the grand scheme of things, you don't need to, like, hit him that much if you got the rest of it down. But holy shit, those rings. Not fair. Just the trajectory. It's like, it would have been a lot better if they, like, he threw it at a level height and then it came down. But the way he throws it, it's like it goes on an incline. So it's coming down while it's moving towards you. And while you're trying to evade the others, you can't like move out of the way of it, because if you move to the left or right, you're going to get caught on like the broad exterior of the ring. So you have to stay in place, but while you're jumping, you're going to jump right into the next incoming one at the rate that he's throwing them at. So it's like, it's kind of not fair. But I guess if you can get through the rest of it without getting hit, he maybe only does it like 3 or 4 times, and you've got like 5 hits you could take total. So, I mean, it's bullshit, but I guess it's doable. I didn't like it, but whatever. I guess we got it done. So, that's Ape Escape 2 for you. This game was fun. I liked it, but I don't know that I like it as much as the first one. Again, that might be I think I talked about it last time when we beat it, quote unquote, a week ago, but it might be like nostalgia. I kind of prefer just the look. Everything looks so smooth in this game. It's kind of weird and like off-putting, especially with like the character faces. They look like potatoes. Not too into that. But yeah, the visual style of the original PlayStation game with its, you know, kind of low resolution textures and everything, I do enjoy that type of look a little bit more. So, I don't know. Maybe it would have looked slightly different on the PS2. I'm not too sure, but at least with what we got here via the emulation, it, I don't know, it looked a little too sharp. It was strange, smooth characters. But, yeah, you know, that's a small gripe. Mostly the gameplay. It was fun to play. Again, I like the play style of it, you know, using the analog stick to swing the baton and everything. It feels fairly precise, but for whatever the reason, this game, the first game was more rigid, I think, and this one felt a little bit more loose. I attributed it to being floaty. I'm not even sure if it's that, but it just feels a little bit too loose, in my opinion. Yeah, I think you're right on that, Akuma. The first game's art style added to its charm. I think that's part of it too. Something about that art style, even though it's not like super detailed. It definitely doesn't look as good as like a Mega Man Legends or anything like that, but there's something to it that I think kind of aided the visual style for the game, and I kind of felt like that was lacking with this one. This one looks a little bit more generic overall outside of like the monkey designs. The monkey designs still stick, but the rest of the, you know, the world around it just felt a little bit more generic. So there's probably something to that. But yeah, with the controls and everything, I mean, this one just felt a little bit more loose, and I don't know, maybe you could get more out of it that way. Maybe it's more precise. But it worked fine in the first game. I liked having it slightly more rigid. It felt, I don't know, kind of more like there was less possibility for error. But it wasn't a huge detraction from the game itself. Not too much new going on. There was a handful of new gadgets, like the what do we have? The water hose. There wasn't like a ton. The new gadgets were kind of whatever. I wasn't terribly enthused with them. The banana rang, I guess, was part of it too. So yeah, I mean, not super exciting in terms of the new gadgets, but the rest of them, everything else, just like controlled fine. Secret information: hold L1 and select a new game. Okay. I guess I will do that. Oh, actually, they showed Spike there. Oh, look, Spike is there again. Let's see what happens when we hold L1 and select a new game. Oh, yeah, look, there's Spike. I guess you get to play as Spike. Does he have Ash Ketchum's voice? I think it's funny that they picked the two main character voices from Pokemon. At least the American English dub. Oh yeah, he's got his own unique voice. I mean, it's still the guy that does Yugi's voice, but whatever. I kind of like the first Ape Escape where Spike clearly sounded like an old guy. Like a man in his 40s trying to sound like a teenager. There's something funny about that. That's the other thing that sucked about it. I don't think, like, in comparison to the first game, I don't know why you have to hit the monkey so many damn times with the stun baton and actually, in order to knock him down. Like, it sort of sucks. I've now reformatted my memory card. Unfortunately, this is all digital, so I'm not losing much. Yeah, I guess that aspect sucked about it. It's like you have to hit the monkey multiple times. In the first game, you just had to hit him once, and then they'd fall down, and then you could catch him. With this one, it's a little bit more of a pain. To the point where it's like, why even bother using the stun baton? Because if you can hit him with the stun baton, you can hit him with the, the net. I'm curious to see.
Banana!
Is Spike like going to be in the cutscenes now, or what? I don't remember them. I mean, you're probably right. I'm not necessarily disputing you, but myself, I don't remember hearing them in a whole lot. It's not like... what was I gonna say? It's not like with, God damn it, I can't remember his name. Steve Bloom. It's like Steve Bloom is one of those actors that's like a voice actors that's in every goddamn thing. He'll get into whatever he can get into, even if it's just like 2 words. So, yeah, I don't recall hearing them quite as frequently. Maybe they had more range or something where they could disguise their voice a little bit more. I'm not too sure. But, yeah, I don't recall hearing them quite as often, so I just thought it was funny to actually hear the two of them be put into this game. There was clearly somebody, whoever was in charge of the casting, was, on board for something like that. They're like, we should get the Pokemon voice actors. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, maybe they got range or something like that, but I don't recall them too much, unless it's just like a bunch of 2-bit rolls. But yeah, like them doing, I guess. Okay, so let me put it this way then. How about this? Since apparently they're in everything, how about the fact that the Ash and Misty voice actors are doing the Ash and Misty specific Pokemon English dub voices for this game? I feel like that had to have been a conscious part on the voice director's call. So it's more about that, I suppose. It's not quite as weird as, like, I think I had mentioned it the first day we streamed this, but it's not quite as weird as like when you boot up Ace Combat 5 and like the whole cast of Cowboy Bebop is in it. doing their exact voices that they use with Cowboy Bebop. It's not quite as odd as that, but it's still strange. So, I don't know. I thought it was funny, especially since the two characters that you know, are featured in the game are the two main characters that are part of the anime as well. Doing, again, the exact same voices. There's like no change whatsoever. Sure, they might have gotten a lot of roles back in the day, but, you know, I still think it was like a conscious effort on the voice director's part to get these two specific people to do these two specific voices for the two lead characters in the game. But especially when one is just like a small child boy and he's got like his little monkey pet that he carries around with him, and then the girl is you know, a redhead with her hair up and some sort of wacky hairdo. So it's probably something to that conscious effort. But yeah, other than that, everything else is pretty sound. The voice acting, I mean, maybe obviously, but was a lot better than the first game. But again, I don't know, there might have been something to that with the first game as well. Sometimes those like really bad voice acting tracks also kind of lend to the air of the game. It's kind of like a situation with, like, let's say Castlevania Symphony of the Night, at least with the first dub, not the PSP Vita version. But like sometimes they're like so bad that they're memorable in some cases. So I think this one was like passable for the most part, but at the same time it wasn't as off, I think, as the first game. So it's probably not going to be quite as memorable. I've seen him, yeah. I've seen Tom Kenny in a couple roles using a SpongeBob-esque voice. I don't think he quite, like, once he started getting SpongeBob down by, like, you know, maybe like season 4 or 5 or something like that, it had kind of changed a little bit. What's up, Mythical? Good to see you. It had kind of changed a little bit, but yeah, especially like early SpongeBob is kind of more like what he had used for his like high pitch kind of wacky voice when he was doing roles before he landed that part. Thank you, Ikiri. I appreciate the lurk. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, like I said, with this game, it's all fairly passable, but nothing super egregious, I think, in this one. Solid cast and performances and everything, but not a so bad it's good kind of way. Just kind of like, you know, you could ignore it if if you tried. It serves as good background noise. I appreciate that. Hope you had a good day at work. Yeah, I don't usually stream on weekends, but since I was sick earlier in the week, I decided to see if I could do a little bit something over the weekend. So here we are. And then other than that, I mean, this game was fine for the most part. The worst thing is this goddamn gachapon system. I hate this thing.
For 10 gold.
Yeah.
At the mini game corner.
Somebody clipped it when I was talking about it, but it's like the whole process where you have to load up the coins, hit the turnstile, wait for the thing to come down, open it. It's such a pain in the ass, and it takes so long. It is not worth it in any way, even like for the lives, unless you're like desperate for it, which I kind of was by the end of it. That system kind of sucks because it's like, I guess there's a handful of levels, like maybe 2 or 3, not many, where you can go in and pick up a life, but it's like, it takes a bit of doing to get some lives. So especially with those last 2 levels, not much of a problem when it comes to like the boss fights or something like that, where you just have to fight the boss and nothing else. But like those last few levels where they're so long and you have to go through like multiple bosses in some cases, or at least with the end one, that final level you had to. It could be a little bit of a pain in the ass, and also the fact that your health carries over from one level to the next. It doesn't reset to full health when you get into a new level. That sucks. And health is not easy to come by. They don't have the cookie dispensers like they did in the first game. You have to knock it out of enemies and hope that the RNG is favorable enough to actually give you health. It was Yeah, work is like that, I suppose, but at least it's over, right? Yeah, I'm doing better than I was. Just even yesterday, I was not feeling up. I wouldn't have been able to stream or anything like that. My voice feels weak, so I don't know how long I want to go tonight, but I don't feel like nauseous, so that's that's good. And before that, the night before that, I had a fever still. I had a fever for like 4 days or something. So, well, I had messaged someone to see if they wanted to do a little bit of a game, but I have not received a message from them back, so I'm thinking that they're probably not going to be on. So, I'm thinking about doing Ape Escape 3, since I kind of wanted to do that, and these games are relatively short. I think we could probably knock it out before next week. I could try to do Wukong, but no, we're not doing Quest 64, no. I could do some Wukong, but I don't know if I'm up for it. I know that I'm pretty sure, I was talking about it a little earlier in the stream, but I'm pretty sure I'm at the point where we could probably get into like the final ending, but I don't know. I just don't know if I'd be willing to tackle the bosses, especially tonight. I don't know if the focus is there. We did get started a little bit late as well, so there's that part of it. Yeah, I was talking about that mythical. It seems like it's that part of the time of year, that time of season where people are starting to get sick. So, kind of sucks. But, and like I mentioned before, I don't even know where I got it from. Yeah, I don't want to get too stressed out, especially after that last battle. I'm thinking that the final boss is probably gonna be as bad or worse than the Wukong fight. Ape 3 Ape Eater. Yeah, that's what it's called, right? I don't have it set up, but it shouldn't be too hard. I need to hop off for a sec and get some water because my bottle's completely empty, so I want to do that. But yeah, we put a kibosh in Ape Escape 2. Not bad. There's a couple things here and there that I don't like. The worst thing is the stupid gacha system. Overall, I don't like it as much as the first game, but it's okay. It's actually pretty fun. I make it sound like it's a shitty game or something like that. It's not. I'm sure if I bought it back in the day, I probably would have been relatively happy with it. The other thing about the tone of this game, though, it also seems very kid-like. I feel like I think I did mention that before, but yeah, this one definitely feels more. It's not even that the first one wasn't kid-friendly, but this one is like more kid-friendly than the first one. Something about it just seems more babyish. So the tone of it, I don't know, isn't as appealing, I think, as the first game, just from the onset. But once you get into it, it's fine. Doesn't matter. Anyway, let me stop this. We're gonna do a little BRB for a second. It's safer, maybe. There's still like weird little humor, but yeah, that might be it. Cleaner. Something about the presentation, though. I don't know. It just seems more peppy. I'm not even sure if it's like safer necessarily or cleaner than the first game was. It could be. I'd have to think about it some, but yeah, there's something about like the music and the characters and the dialogue that just, it's not even like the contents of which, but just some way in which it's presented, it just sounds and makes itself feel more kid-friendly than the first one was. But give me a sec. We're going to BRB, and I am going to see, hopefully, that the PS2 copy I have of Ape Escape 3 will boot up, but I gotta work some wires and cables and go grab that disc real quick, so give me just a sec. We will be right back.
Stick around.